Hi all, so it's been a while since I uploaded a video, but it's not that I haven't been doing anything. I brought the Firenza shell in here to start doing some work on that. So there's a few things that I needed to do before I can put this on my rollover jig, flip the shell up and start really working on the underside of it. So I wanted to fill in this big hole that I cut, really just to add some stiffness back in the shell before I put it on the rollover frame. But before I can do that, I've got a fair bit of rust up here that needs sorting, just so that I've got something solid to weld to. The other thing I want to do is I want to get the crossmember in with the engine and the gearbox, and I want to stick it back on its wheels. Main reason for that is the new wheels that I'm putting on this are going to be wider, so I'm probably going to have to do modifications to the arches to get them to fit. Same up here at the back. So once I've got that front cross member in, I can figure out how wide the front's going to be, work out how wide I want the rear to be. So when it's up on the rollover jig, then it'll be the easiest time to start doing those mods to the body. Now the other thing I want to do before I stick this cross member back in is a few upgrades to the suspension. So these are the old shock absorbers, which are rubbish. It used to use a coil spring and a separate shock. I contacted GAZ and got them to make these for me. So this is a £700 spring. It's got a nice little helper spring up here. They're single adjustable and they've got spherical bearings in the end. Should be a lot more robust than the rubber bushes that it had in the original shock. But in order to fit these, I've had to do a few modifications to the lower arm and also to the crossmember itself. Originally, these couple of curved bits of metal would have been all that held the shock absorber. Now, I was not going to rely on these to hold the whole weight of the car and this £700 spring. Just didn't feel comfortable with that being the entire thing holding the suspension together at the front. So I've modified the lower arms. So now not only do the bolts run through this central bit, they're also tied in to the outside of the lower arm here. Let's see if I can stick a bolt through and show you. So there you can see, you can access the bolt from the side here, but this is all tied in. Not the prettiest of welds, but I had to hit it with a MIG welder. The TIG was just no good on something quite as rusty as this. But it's strong, that's the main thing. And I'm much happier that with the bolt tying in the outer part of the arm, it's going to be able to cope. So lastly, with the subframe itself, beefed up the holes up here, so there's a lot more metal there to support the bolt. Same up on this side, a lot more thickness there. Now the last thing I want to do to this is address the other big weakness of this crossmember. So if you look at these outriggers here, these attached to the lower part of the chassis, they're only attached by this flimsy little piece here, which has just got a little beader weld there. And I ground it back and you can see that there is a couple of spot welds on the top. So that is all that attaches this whole rear arm here to the main part of the crossmember. So I want to tie all this together, make it a lot stronger. You know, with the torque of the V8 going through it, I think it's going to need it. So let's get started with that. So I've got my cross braces cut. You can see I've just cut into the ends here and here. So that one should fit just like that. And the upper one just the same. So now I just got to weld them in. So here's the finished brace. I've added some tabs in the corner so I can fit an under tray. And I've just put a couple of spot welds through here to hold the captive nuts in. So let's bolt it up. So there we are. That's not going anywhere. So that's all the modifications on this front subframe completed. Next up I'll be taking this to get media blasted and powder coated along with the lower suspension arms. So next time you see this it'll be nice and satin black rather than rusty and crap looking. But that's all we've got time for in this video. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like. If there's anything you think I should be doing differently, you can tell me in the comments. So that's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.
Na 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 na. Put in the time, all the haters. What's mine is mine, no rotten tomatoes. Tomorrow's fine for shaking the day.